Oh, hello. I almost didn't see you. Hello and welcome to the Theme Park Blitz Coaster Video Curriculum Series. I'm Adam, and in this video we will begin your journey to a newfound state of roller coaster enlightenment. Picture a roller coaster. No, not that one. Yes, that one. Do you see a train slowly ascending up a large, intimidating hill? Do you hear the clear and crisp clickety-clack as the train gets farther and farther away from the ground? Using the power of just your imagination, what you manage to just see is known as a lift. In today's episode, we will be pulling you along a fascinating journey to discover the humble lift hill. And by the end of this video, the next time you're front row on your favorite coaster, you'll be able to sound like the smartest guy in the front row. To understand the lift hill, we first need to have a conversation about energy. As someone who used to be told that they frequently bring a weird energy to parties, I too used to be confused about exactly what energy is. But don't worry. For this series, we just need to worry about two types of energy. Potential energy and kinetic energy. As a train climbs a lift hill, its elevation increases, and because of middle school, we know that gravity is simultaneously pushing the train back towards the ground. This means that as the train gets higher and higher, its potential energy increases. A train at the top of Fury 325 certainly has a lot of potential energy, while a train at the top of Oscar's Wacky Taxi, although it certainly still has potential energy, is much closer to the ground and therefore has considerably less. But don't worry, you'll get him next time, Oscar. As the train crests over the top of the hill, potential energy is converted into prodigious kinetic energy, which is a fancy way of saying kinetic energy, which means movement. Much like puberty, the rapid changes the coaster undergoes in this phase produce a whirlwind of emotions and new physical responses. So, we now understand the purpose of a lift hill is to generate potential energy for the coaster. But we still don't understand exactly how a lift hill works. To get to the bottom of this, we'll have to get a little greasy and go under the hood. Inside, we need to go inside the track of the coaster, you understand. Let's talk about the chain lift, which is a type of lift that uses, what else, but a chain. At the bottom of the train of the coaster, there's a small catch known as a catch dog. Unlike your friendly neighborhood pit bull, this dog isn't banned in several countries. The chain dog latches onto the chain which is running through the center of the track. An electric motor then pulls the chain along, which in turn pulls the train. Remember that amazing exercise from earlier, where you were able to hear the clicking of the train as it ascended a lift hill using only your mind? That clicking noise actually has very little to do with the movement of the chain itself, and instead belongs to something known as the anti-rollback dog, coincidentally also the name of Walmart's rival mascot. The anti-rollback dog, or ARB, locks the train into place at different mounted points along the track. This way, if the chain of a coaster were to ever fail, the train would simply stay where it is, and prevent doing a dangerous, expensive, and lawsuit-worthy impression of a Premier Ride Skyrocket 2. Another popular type of lift is the cable lift, which is sort of like the chain lift's cooler but more irresponsible brother. The cable lift uses a cable loop instead of a chain, and because this cable is a lot lighter, the train is able to be pulled up the hill a lot more rapidly. The downside to this is that the cable has to return all the way to the bottom of the hill after it pulls a train all the way to the top. And over a long distance, this can significantly affect dispatch times. Meanwhile, a chain lift is continuously moving, and therefore doesn't have this problem. Of course, there are many other types of lifts, just like there are many different types of birds. For example, you have the tire lift, the spiral lift, the electric spiral lift, the Ferris wheel, the elevator lift, and the Brazilian butt lift, although that last one might not apply to coasters exactly. No matter how the train gets to the top, one thing remains true. The lift hill is an iconic element of roller coaster engineering and is the perfect way to whet one rider's appetite for thrills yet to come. Well, we've come to the end of our fascinating deep dive into the world of the lift hill. I think I can safely say that now that you have the prerequisite knowledge to understand the physics behind the lift, your potential is limitless. Thank you for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more videos in the Theme Park Blitz video roller coaster curriculum series. I'm your host, Adam Goldsmith, and one more thing, enjoy the ride.